The top 5 hottest list in PropStream that you need to be pulling right away for 2022. What is up, guys? Zach in here, and in today's video, I'm going to break down the top 5 lists on PropStream you need to be pulling right now, today. But before I get into it, remember, you need to smash that like button and subscribe to get the most free value and content from me. Remember, on this YouTube channel, I'm trying to help you make over $100,000 per year in wholesaling real estate profits, all for free. So let's get into it, and let's talk about the top PropStream lists. So PropStream is one of the best tools out there, and remember, if you want a free trial for PropStream, all you got to do is go to listrei.com, listrei.com, to get a 7-day free trial to really just test this stuff out. And really, I can go in a big detailed video on this on my favorite list to pull for PropStream, and I can go into 50 other lists to do, but really, if there's only 5 lists I had to pull, these are the top ones. Pound for pound, this is the best list to get per lead to get motivated seller leads. So list number 1 here is high equity vacants and high equity absentee owner lists. This is one of the best lists to start getting out there because honestly, this is more of a wide net approach. This isn't, hey, I only have 500 leads to call and this is the leads I need to be calling. High equity vacants and absentee owner is one of the best ones when you start wanting to scale up an operation. This is the number 1 list that is scalable, I could say, in any other market for regular wholesaling and virtual wholesaling real estate. This list is best for cold calling. Let's say you're cold calling 2 to 7 p.m. You have 3 VAs and you're just trying to rip a bunch of leads off and you want those leads to have the best results possible. In my personal market, I found the best results with this and throughout the country. Remember, these vacant leads, these are properties that is vacant. There's nobody living in them. They're just sitting there. And there's a high probability that property needs some work. And you can get in front of these sellers who most likely going to be motivated to sell the property. And you can go out there and make a profit and get wholesaling real estate deals from contacting these sellers and trying to help them out with their vacant property, absentee owner. That's possibly a rental property where the owner of the property doesn't live there, but maybe someone's living in there. Maybe they're letting their niece or nephew live in the property. Overall, I can tell you this list is absolutely killer. I've done so many deals from it, and it's a little more costly to skip trace a bigger list of 4, 5, 6, even 10,000. But if you have a option of getting 10,000 for a list in cold calling, I would say you have to do vacants or absentee owner because it's still one of the best big lists you can really do. The rest of the lists in this video are a little more niched out, but I could say right now for a bigger cold calling SMS text blasting operation, this is the list for you. Next here is if we can't cold call or SMS text blast, 5, 6, 7, 8,000, and we got to get a little lower. We got to get a list of maybe 1 to 2,000 to cold call. Maybe that's our budget, or we're doing free skip tracing from TruePeopleSearch.com, and we really got to bring it down a little how many leads we should be cold calling per day, or the SMS text blasting, maybe using a single line dialer on Google Voice. This is a really good list. This is still in my top 5. This is an absolutely hot motivated seller list that you can get wholesaling deals today doing from PropStream, aka listrei.com, and that is the pre-foreclosure or tax lien list. Why am I putting that list into one category? Really, the category here, they're different lists to pull on PropStream, but between you and me, they're the same thing. These are people that are behind on their payments on the property and they're not paying their taxes or their mortgage on the property, and they're behind on payments because they don't have the money to pay for it. So this is a really good list. These are just people who are behind on paying any type of payments for the property, which probably means they're not paying any improvements for the property, which means they need to sell fast and the property needs work. That's why I love the pre-foreclosure and tax lien list. It's absolutely one of the best ones out there. The criteria for this one, very similar to ones that we'll do a high equity vacant list on or high equity absentee owner. We want to find what our median price point in our personal market that we're going after. Let's say I'm doing Houston, Texas, and I find out the median sales price there. I go to Zillow and I search Zillow median sales price Houston, Texas. I find out that's $150,000. So what I'm going to do is target properties under $150,000. That's what we're going to do for the high equity vacant lists and the pre-foreclosure tax lien lists. And then from there, we're going to make sure the equity is above 50% for this. Then we want to make sure the person's owned it, minimum ownership of at least 3 years. We want under 150 market value for it. Then what we want to make sure is that it's over $20,000, and we want to make sure the property is not on the market. That is really where I want to be at when trying to find the right criteria for this. Again, if you want the ultimate list pulling advice from criterias when it comes to these type of lists, freewholesaling.com is the perfect one. This is where we've done hours and hours of tutorials on PropStream, and it truly is a complete wholesaling real estate course, but it has everything you need to know about PropStream. It has a PropStream module in there. It's really a PropStream course in there also. Next here is a secret list. Shh, don't tell anyone about this list. Not a lot of people know about it, and it's really not a talked about list, but is absolutely one of the hottest, best lists out there for wholesaling real estate, and it is the credit card debt list. Nobody knows how to pull this list, and no one on YouTube really talks about it because, number one, they don't know actually how to pull it. How do you pull the credit card debt list? All you really got to do is go to liens and then just go to other when it goes to liens there. It's very easy to do. Just go to other when it comes to liens, and then what's going to pop up is all the other liens. So again, there's tax lien, HOA liens, mechanic liens. That's all going to be in the little drop down. But what you want to go is click the other tab on there, and it's going to pop up mainly two types of liens. IRS liens, people who are not paying their taxes. That's a really good list to go after too, but mostly it's going to be people who are behind on credit card payments. So that's the way to get the credit card debt list lien. These are people who are not paying their credit card. Usually they're not paying for maintenance on the property and they want to sell it, get rid of it, and go on and get another property. So these are really good lists. A lot of motivated sellers I have found are on this list, and nobody's talking about it, which means if you're the select few in wholesaling that watches this YouTube channel, you can go out there and get that list. SMS text blast, cold call that list is absolutely crucial. You start doing that. My preference when it comes to the credit card debt list lien is that you actually SMS text blast that list over cold calling, because there's probably so many loan servicing and financial service companies that are going out there going after these sellers. So they're probably a little more hesitant to pick up a phone. So if you text them, it might be a slight little bit better. That would be my preference when it comes to that. Next here is another secret list that again is talked about a little bit but not too much, is the water shutoff list. A lot of people don't know this, but you can actually pull the water shutoff list from PropStream. That's right. All you got to do is, hey, we're going to keep in the lien category here for liens, and what we're going to do is go to utility lien. Utility lien is going to pop up all the liens in your county, city, municipality, wherever, on properties that are behind on their electric payments and that are behind on their water. And usually when they're behind on the water too far, the water gets shut off, which means that list is automatically pulled from the court records. PropStream's doing this all for us. Thank you, PropStream. And we can actually go and market these lists. So go to utility liens. Make sure, again, the equity is at least 50%. Make sure it's within the median home price in your county or market. And from there, what we're going to do is cold call that list, SMS text blast that list. Hey, we can even do reverse drawing for dollars. Go to freewholesaling.com to learn more about that. But truthfully, I can tell you the water shutoff list is absolutely amazing. I prefer cold calling on this list, but really any type of marketing strategy you're going to go after it, you should have some success with it. It is always best to go straight to the utility department for it, but I know a lot of utility departments are a little more difficult to do. So this is a really, really simple and easy little hack for you to go pull the water shutoff list from anywhere in the United States to go after and start getting these lists. And last but not least, this is a new list. Little experimental, I'm going to admit to you, this is a little experimental list, but it is absolutely amazing list you should be pulling, and this is the pre-probate list. That's right, one of the hottest lists for my wholesaling real estate business right now is pre-probates. So why are you going after probates? Probates and pre-probates are completely different lists. Remember, the probate list is actually someone actually filing a probate in their city, county, municipality from the local clerk of the court, and they're actually trying to get the probate process done and going forward with it. And you know for a fact these pre-probates are actually looking to sell. So it's a little more of a warm conversation when we're cold calling this list. Now, the pre-probates is not being pulled from the court records. PropStream actually finds people that own properties, and then they actually go to the obituary records and the public death records and see, hey, in this certain city or county, how many people actually just recently passed away, unfortunately, that own properties. You can actually get this list, try to get in front of the heirs. Usually what you do is you pull the list, you skip trace it, and you actually find the heirs. Usually if you use some skip tracing companies that actually get relatives information, there's multiple ones out there. Before you start paying for skip tracing for a pre-probate list, ask if relative information is on there. It will actually give you the skip tracing of the owner. Of course, the person passed away, so we don't really need that information. But what they're going to do is actually pull relatives information, maybe the uncle, brother, sister. You're going to get 2 or 3 relatives' phone numbers. That is the phone number that we want to go after. And then from there, what we want to do is start cold calling that list and ask them if they're interested in selling that property. Pre-probates are really good because not a lot of people right now know how to pull them, know how to do it the right way. Again, you want to ask your local skip tracing company if they provide relatives information. If they don't provide any skip tracing phone numbers for relatives, try to find another one. But from there, I would start cold calling these lists because these are records that someone just recently passed away, which means you can beat all the other realtors that go over probate leads, all the other wholesalers that go over probate leads. There's so many other wholesalers out there trying to go after probates, and this is where you get the slight advantage to beat everyone else in your market. So it's definitely a really good list to go after. So that's it, guys. That is the top 5 lists you should be pulling on PropStream. Again, my criterias are all the same for this list. You want to make sure you're within the median price point in your market for there. So go to Zillow and then look at the median price point in your index for your local city. Don't do the county, do it for the city you're doing, and just keep it in that range. Let's say the median price point is $150,000. You really want to be below it. Sometimes you can push it up a little. I know, for example, in Port St. Lucie, Florida, my local wholesaling market, the median price point is roughly around $200,000. I do wholesaling deals where it's like $250,000. So maybe you can push it up a little, but not too much. And really that's because we're a little more niched out and we're pretty decent at wholesaling, so we know how to get a little higher price points, but usually you want to be below that roughly. And then from there, you want to make sure equity is at least 50%. Now, if you're doing a high equity list, you probably want to be closer to 60% on there and not much more. Make sure the property is owned for a minimum of 3 years. I prefer 3. You can push it up to 5 if you want. Make sure the property is off market. And then from there, you're pretty much good to go. And you want to make sure the minimum price should be at least $15,000, $20,000. And then make sure it's a residential property. PropStream's really cool. There's so many great features. Again, if you want the free PropStream course, it's in freewholesaling.com. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. Go out there and PropStream. Start pulling these hot lists and go out there and get some deals. I appreciate it. Keep it up. Get cold calling. Get SMS text blasting. Go out there and start getting some wholesaling deals. Thank you guys so much and have a blessed day.